Have you ever found yourself thinking about what it would be like to transform your financial life? Putting aside the constant worry about bills and gaining the freedom to live your dreams? Maybe you've even heard about the millionaire mindset, but don't know where to start or think it's something far from your reality. The truth is that many of us grow up hearing that money is a source of tension, a never-ending battle. The good news is that this view can change. Today, I will share with you practical and proven teachings that will not only help transform your relationship with money, but also build a powerful mindset, capable of opening doors to a prosperous and abundant future. Here, we will explore everything from financial preparation, which leaves fear aside, to the importance of dreaming big and planning for the long term, essential steps for you to achieve stability and achieve what you really want. Subscribe to the channel right now, because here you will have access to content that really makes a difference. In each video, we offer tools and strategies that you can apply immediately to transform your financial life. More than a change in your pocket, it's a change in mindset and life. This could be the opportunity you've been missing for you to finally start building the future you've always wanted. Shall we go together? 1. Financial preparation. Imagine a scenario where money is a constant source of tension and worry. For many people, this is reality. That feeling that money is in control, dictating every decision and limiting dreams. But what if it were possible to reverse this relationship? Let's enter the story of a fictional character, Alonso, who decides to transform his view of finance, leaving fear aside and becoming the true master of his financial destiny. Alonso was like many of us, always worried about the bills and constantly fearing the future. One day, tired of this insecurity, he decided to educate himself financially, believing that by better understanding the world of money, he could achieve a freedom he had never experienced. And that's exactly what happened. Alonso began seeking knowledge about investments, studying strategies to make his money grow, and most importantly, controlling his finances efficiently. At first, he found it challenging to understand everything. There were new terms, numbers, plans. But over time, Alonso realized that the fear he felt about money was nothing more than ignorance. The more he learned, the more confident he became. He began to see money as an ally, something that, when managed well, could provide not only security, but also peace of mind and opportunity. By adopting smart practices, like building an emergency fund and structuring a solid investment plan, Alonso saw his money not just grow, but prosper. He understood that financial education is a powerful tool, which goes beyond knowing how much comes in and how much goes out. It prepares us for unforeseen events and gives us the ability to make informed decisions even in times of crisis. And this is something he will carry with him for the rest of his life. Alonso's journey shows us that the fear of money doesn't have to be constant. When we see it as a tool, something we can control and grow, we find a freedom that once seemed impossible. This is the power of financial preparation, not just knowing how to make money, but also knowing how to keep it and make it prosper, always with a clear objective and a long-term vision. Alonso now lives a life with fewer worries and more security, a direct result of his choice to prepare himself financially. 2. Focus and action. Imagine now that Alonso, after transforming his relationship with money, decides that it is time to set clear goals for his financial life. He realizes that having knowledge is important, but without action, this knowledge becomes stagnant. In a moment of inspiration, he defines that his next step will be to create specific financial goals, which will guide him towards prosperity. Alonso sits down and writes down his goals. He wants to accumulate money to invest in his own business, create an emergency fund, and even plan a dream trip with his family. But he knows that to achieve those dreams, he needs more than just good ideas. He needs discipline and focus. Thus, Alonso adopts a new routine in which he revisits his goals frequently and evaluates what he is doing to achieve them. In the beginning, distractions and challenges appear from all sides. Friends invite you to programs that impact your budget, and the desire for small indulgences tries to divert you from your plan. But with a clear vision of what he wants, Alonso remains focused. He starts saving, gives up certain momentary luxuries, and dedicates himself to following a concrete plan, adjusting whatever is necessary along the way. This commitment, although difficult, strengthens your discipline and brings you closer to your goals. Over time, Alonso discovers that true learning is in practice. With each step taken, he becomes more adept at managing his resources, adapting his strategy as he learns from experiences. Consistent action turns knowledge into real results. And so, he realizes that focus, combined with well-planned actions, is what really brings the desired change. Today, Alonso sees that his focus and determination were the keys to putting everything he learned into practice. He is closer to his dreams and feels the difference this commitment has brought to his life. If this story of transformation inspires you to put your goals into practice, continue with us on this journey towards a financial success mindset. 3. Persistence and determination. If you're enjoying this content, leave a like and share it with those who also want to achieve a successful mindset. After defining his goals and starting to put them into practice, Alonso soon realizes that the path to financial success is full of challenges and that, to achieve his goals, he will need a lot of persistence. It's not just about staying focused in moments of ease, but about facing difficulties and moving forward, even when everything seems uncertain. He understands that persistence is a fundamental characteristic that separates those who prosper from those who give up at the first obstacle. In one of these challenging situations, Alonso finds himself faced with an unforeseen financial situation. He could very well abandon his plans and give in to discouragement, but instead he decides that this is a test of his resolve. He reviews his strategies, finds alternative solutions, and continues to move forward, even with smaller steps. Over time, this persistence becomes a habit, something that strengthens you and gives you the courage to continue, no matter what happens. Alonso also realizes that determination is a skill he can improve. When studying successful people, he observes that many of those who achieved great achievements had to deal with numerous challenges, and that their strength lay precisely in overcoming each one of them. Inspired, Alonso decides that he will not allow setbacks to divert him from his goals. Alonso's persistence is beginning to bear fruit. He notes that, by not giving up, he gradually achieves his goals, accumulating small victories that motivate him to move forward. With each obstacle overcome, he feels that he is closer to turning his dream into reality. For him, persistence is more than a choice. It is the basis for real and sustainable change in your financial life. This continuous determination is what puts you on a new level, not only in relation to money, but also in your self-confidence and ability to face any difficulty that appears on your path toward success. 4. Living below your means. Now, I want to know, have you ever considered living a little below what you earn to build a solid financial future? For Alonso, who was already focused on achieving financial stability, the realization came that it was necessary to go a step further and adopt a more conscious attitude towards spending. He realized that living on less than he could spend, rather than seeing it as a limitation, was a strategic choice to achieve his goals faster. By opting for a simpler lifestyle, Alonso began to distinguish between real needs and momentary desires. He never stopped enjoying life, but he was aware of excesses and avoided unnecessary expenses. Thus, he created an increasingly robust financial reserve, which made him more calm and confident to deal with unforeseen events and even consider investments that previously seemed distant. Every small savings made went towards this reserve, strengthening your assets and giving you the freedom to make safer choices. Alonso noted that this discipline in living below one's means brought benefits that went beyond the financial. He became more resilient, with a greater focus on his priorities and where he wanted to go. This control over spending also allowed him to envision the possibility of investing in opportunities that arose, without depending on credit or compromising the budget. Over time, Alonso came to see that this lifestyle was a true ally on his path to financial freedom. He realized that, by avoiding unrestrained consumption, he gained time and resources to dedicate himself to what really mattered. By living below his means, Alonso was able to invest in his education, improve his skills, and build a financial foundation that would ensure a prosperous future for himself and his family. For him, this practice of living below his means was not a deprivation, but a conscious choice, which opened doors to a solid and stable financial future. This strategy, which seemed so simple, ended up becoming one of the most valuable in his career, as it allowed him to have control over his financial life and achieve goals that previously seemed unattainable. 5. Dream big. Alonso, who by then had already achieved a solid foundation in his financial life, decided it was time to take an important next step: start dreaming big. He realized that spending his energy only on modest goals kept him limited, while true potential would only be realized if he dared to envision something much bigger for his life. Alonso understood that, to achieve high levels of success, it was necessary to expand your vision and set ambitious goals, leaving behind any small or limiting thoughts. At first, Alonso felt some hesitation. Dreaming big seemed risky, and he questioned whether he would actually be able to achieve these bold goals. However, over time, he understood that, in order to prosper, he needed to abandon the fear of not being capable and adopt the mindset that great things are possible for those who truly commit to their dreams. He began to visualize the lifestyle he wanted to build, the achievements he wanted to achieve, and even the legacy he wanted to leave for his family. This change in mentality brought Alonso renewed motivation. Dreaming big made him become the protagonist of his own life, taking the reins and directing his actions towards much bigger goals. He began to plan his finances and investments strategically, knowing that each action, no matter how small, brought him closer to what he had seen as his big goal. With each step, Alonso noticed his confidence growing, and he felt the thrill of realizing that it was possible to achieve previously unimaginable achievements. By taking control of his dreams and life itself, Alonso not only expanded his horizons, but also inspired those around him to believe in their own potential. This bold vision drove him to act with determination and purpose, making the challenges along the way become small compared to the grandeur of his goals. 6. Long-term planning. With a clearer vision of where he wanted to go, Alonso understood the importance of planning his steps with a long-term focus. He knew that great fortunes and solid assets are not built overnight, but rather with patience, perseverance, and strategy. Observing the trajectories of successful people, Alonso realized that many of those who achieved high levels of prosperity had one characteristic in common: a commitment over time to choices that would benefit their future. Alonso then decided to adopt an approach that prioritized the continued growth of his investments. He dedicated himself to studying the power of compound interest, one of the most powerful elements for multiplying resources over time. Each amount invested, instead of being withdrawn, would be reinvested to generate even more return, creating a cycle of constant growth. This strategy, although it required patience, would bring solid and safe results in the future. Furthermore, he began to establish financial goals that could develop over the years, without depending on quick or risky returns. Alonso drew up a plan that included regular contributions, regardless of market variations, understanding that time would be his greatest ally in building his wealth. He organized his finances to have an emergency fund that would keep him safe in times of instability, allowing his long-term investments to remain intact, growing without interruption. Alonso realized that, with his mindset, each financial decision was guided by a greater purpose and supported by a focus on future results. The discipline in following this plan brought a unique sense of peace of mind, as he knew he was building a firm foundation that would sustain him in the long term. For Alonso, long-term planning was more than a financial technique. It was a life strategy that allowed him to see beyond the immediate, ensuring lasting stability and financial independence that he always dreamed of achieving. 7. Abundance mindset. Alonso had already made great progress in his financial life, but he knew that to sustain and expand this prosperity, he needed an inner transformation, adopting an abundance mindset. He understood that living with a view of scarcity, limiting himself to thoughts of "I can't" or "I don't have enough," would impede his growth and keep him trapped in a pattern of limitations. Thus, Alonso began to train his mind to focus on opportunities rather than difficulties, believing that the world is full of possibilities waiting to be explored. This new state of mind made Alonso start to look at challenges as steps to success and not as insurmountable obstacles. He learned to move away from limiting thoughts and the idea that success and wealth are for a few. For him, everyone has the ability to reach high levels of achievement, and the difference lies in the way they face opportunities. Instead of seeing the success of others as something inaccessible, Alonso became inspired, believing that the same could be true for himself. By adopting this abundance mindset, Alonso also found his attitude toward money changing. He came to see money not just as a means of survival, but as a tool that enables enriching experiences and contributions to a better world. The abundance mentality made him seek to invest not only in his life, but also in people and causes he considered important, creating a positive cycle of prosperity. With this broad and positive vision, Alonso discovered that remaining open to the best in life transformed his daily life and strengthened his determination. He realized that by cultivating a spirit of abundance, he attracted more opportunities and wealth that went beyond numbers, also enriching his vision and way of living. Concluding this reflection on how to build a millionaire mindset reminds us that financial success goes far beyond accumulating money. It involves personal transformation, discipline, and an expanded view of the world. Alonso showed us that each step, from letting go of fear to building an abundance mindset, contributes to shaping a more prosperous and fulfilling reality. Having control over money, focusing on clear goals, persisting even in the face of adversity, living with balance, dreaming big, planning with patience, and cultivating thoughts of abundance are powerful practices that anyone can apply. If you are committed to taking the first steps to transform your financial life, subscribe to the channel. This way, you don't miss the next content that brings even more insights and strategies to achieve your financial independence. Also, leave your like, which helps the channel to continue growing and delivering content that really makes a difference. And of course, share this video and comment below how you have applied these ideas in your own life or what steps you intend to take. These actions not only benefit the channel, but mainly you. By interacting, you strengthen your commitment to your own development. Subscribing, liking, and commenting are ways to stay motivated, creating a continuous learning environment. Furthermore, by sharing, you help other people see new possibilities and also follow the path towards financial success. Let's build together a community of people who seek prosperity and the realization of their dreams.